Hey there, Marina Ormes here with your Astro vibe for Thursday, March 9th. We've had quite a week. We had a Virgo full moon earlier this week. We had Saturn shifting into Pisces, one of the first of some significant energetic shifts that are taking place in March. We are now in the waning moon, moving past the full moon, getting smaller each night. And the moon is in Libra. And so yesterday I was talking about how to bring more unconditional love into relationships, and just with relationship themes up with the moon in Libra, and lots of Pisces energy going on. So the themes of unconditional love, of connection to the big picture and the flow of love and what that looks like. Unconditional love, of course, being not only tied to romantic love, but also all kinds of just ways of being kind and compassionate toward yourself and others in your life. So that those energies, themes of working with spirit and spirituality, how you connect with the divine, what that means for you, how you feel things that bring meaning to your heart. And so we're in post full moon now, we're kind of integrating and processing some of the things that we've learned about what those bigger pictures of meaning might be, and how we do that in the physical world, how we do that in our lives and our everyday reality. So I've been talking lots about that. Have had lots of great in-depth videos this week. If you've missed any of those and want to go back and review what the meaning of the full moon, the meaning of Saturn going into Pisces, and just how to work with all of that. So every video that I've had this week has been approaching it from a little bit different angle and giving you support in working with what's going on. So today we are continuing to talk about the moon in Libra, and Libra is the peacemaker. You may be aware of that. Libra energy is about balance. So that's why it's about relationships, because it's about how we balance ourselves with another person, the scales of justice. So if you think about, a traditional scale has two sides. You put a weight on one side to see what the weight is of the unknown that you're trying to discover the weight of. And so you have two sides, and it's finding that balance point. So what is that Libran balance for you in your life? Where do you need balance? How is that helping you to feel peaceful? And one of the things that Libra reminds us of is where we might be have a tendency to compromise. So where are you compromising? And just to do a little check-in. Is that compromise healthy for you, or is it maybe a compromise that waters down your true self a little bit? So bringing yourself to the table is part of balance. Part of balance is you speaking up, your voice being there, being present, taking up space. That is a kind of balance as well. So a lot of times the darker side of Libra, the lower possibilities of Libra can be that we compromise ourselves to the point where we are not inhabiting ourselves. We are not showing up. We are not living out loud. We are not speaking our truth, and to the detriment of the whole. Because for the whole to be healthy, it needs all of its parts to be fully speaking up and taking up space and having a seat at the table. So Libra is the sign that helps us think about balance and think about what it means to bring ourselves to the table. And not the full moon, but the moon is going through Libra. Takes a couple of days to go through a sign. And as it goes through Libra, it is today, this morning, my time, passing through an opposition to Jupiter, and will later be passing through an opposition to Venus, both in Aries And that Aries energy and having Jupiter in Aries is about taking risks. It's about a leap of faith. Where do you need to take a leap of faith that helps you expand your beliefs in what is possible? And so there's some of that forward movement that needs to happen from your authentic self, your true self, speaking up or taking up space or taking an action that is coming from your essence, your heart, that deeper place of meaning that we've been talking about. And where do you need to act on it? Where do you need to take a leap of faith, take a risk, put yourself out there, move things forward through trust in yourself, and trust that not only when you speak your voice are you speaking from your ego self, but you're also speaking from the bigger picture of the way that the divine speaks through you. So each of us is a microcosm, is a representative of, God, the divine, whatever you want to call that, whatever nature, however that feels for you. And then we, as a microcosm of that bigger picture, we are also a conduit through which that bigger picture of the divine shows up in the particular individuality and form that we inhabit, that we exist in this world. So what is your way of bringing forth the flow of love? How do you need to take action on that? Where do you need to perhaps take a leap of faith and expanding into your beliefs about what is possible, and take a risk that helps you move forward from that place of your essence, your true authentic self, and moving forward? And how is that it's like, it's both a way of taking up space and a way of getting out of the way at the same time, because you're allowing the flow of love to come through you. Hope that makes sense. So it's like when you show up fully as yourself, you are actually, what you're doing is you are allowing the divine to speak through you, through your experience, your wisdom, your individuality, your unique perspective. And the whole, or the powers that be, may need to hear from you, because you are a part of that whole, and you are a part of the way the divine is showing up and coming through. So think about marginalized voices, voices of people that have been silenced, that are in the minority, or have traditionally been oppressed. Those voices are a representative of a part of the whole that all of us need to hear. And so whether we are part of those groups or not part of those groups, as a whole, humanity needs those voices to be healthy, to be whole in our own holding of our potential, as a bigger picture. So humanity in its bigger picture, in its potential, needs all of our voices to be expressed, to really be healthy. Because when we have silenced or oppressed or marginalized, so it's like silencing or oppressing or marginalizing parts of yourself. It's like saying, yeah, I'm not going to listen to my right arm anymore. Let's just pretend that doesn't exist, because it's inconvenient. It has needs, and I don't want to think about my right arm. So I'm going to just ignore that part of myself and pretend it doesn't exist, and carry on, and actually make it feel like it doesn't deserve to be here. So that's kind of funny, but if you think about it, that's kind of what we do when we marginalize or oppress parts of humanity, human beings, people who are just part of our own, it's part of our the bigger picture of humanity and life and what it means to be alive. And when we silence parts of humanity, we are also silencing parts of our own experience that are important to us in being healthy and having a sustainable and functional world. So again, it's a goal, it's a dream, it's a vision. It takes effort to actualize that balance, and that's part of what we're thinking about with the moon in Libra, and thinking about what that means for how we need to show up and take up space, and those silenced voices within ourselves, how they need to show up and take up space, and how even when it's uncomfortable, even when we're scared, even when the world doesn't want to hear it, we still have to do it. And so it has value. It has value for the greater good. And that's what the energy of Pisces is reminding us, is how to participate in that greater good. All right, kind of esoteric today, but thank you for listening. Thanks for being here. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you are enjoying these videos. I am here every day sharing the astrology of unshakable self-care with you. With so much energy going on in Pisces, we are definitely going to be focusing on some of these bigger picture themes and getting out there a little bit in terms of expanding our ability to listen and put things into words that don't necessarily have words. All right. Thanks for being here and holding space, and for all that you do to care for yourself and the planet. And keep going. We need you. I will be here tomorrow, so I will see you next time. And you can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.